Salat. Question 7. How far do Ismailis follow the Salah? What do they mean by Salat? Answer. Salat means namaz, ritual prayer, dua, prayers, rahmat, blessings, and durood, benediction. However, wherever the word salat is used in the sense of dua, rahmat, and durood, there arises no question as to its sense. But wherever it is used in the sense of namaz, it also means the kind of namaz in which there is no ruku, genuflection, and sujood, prostration, such as namaz-e-janaza, funeral prayer, Surah 9, Ayat 84, and the prayer of the birds, Surah 24, Ayat 41. Thus, where Salat means namaz, we have established it not only in the past, but also in the present, its practical example, fruit and wisdom of ta'wil, esoteric interpretation exist in our faith. And where Salat is used in the sense of dua, this we always recite in the Jama'at Khana. In other words, Salat means namaz as well as dua, in the same way that the worship and devotion, ibadatu bandagi, which we practice in the Jama'at Khana, is on the one hand dua and on the other hand namaz. For ibadatu bandagi contains the spirit and ultimate purpose of namaz perfectly. For how long can the spirit and purpose of namaz be maintained? To understand this, one should study the Quranic verse Surah 2, Ayat 239. If you fear, then pray standing, i.e. walking or riding. Now in this form of namaz, it is obvious that the originality, reality, and purpose of namaz remain the same, albeit almost all the formal manners of namaz are done away with, for in praying, standing or riding, neither the condition of Qibla, direction of the Kaaba, is fulfilled, nor are the conditions of the genuflection and prostration, etc. fulfilled. Yes, indeed, there is no doubt that this is namaz-e-khawf, prayer of fear, of which it can be said that this is in the case of compulsion. But in fact, it is not compulsion, but rather a form of ease in the practice of religion. Further, it is also a proof of the fact that namaz is of various kinds, and the main part in all these kinds is dua and zikr-e-ilahi, remembrance of God, wherein lies the spirit of worship and the essence of the attainment of the goal. This is the reason for which in the namaz-e-khawf, all those things without which the spirit and purpose of namaz can be maintained are removed. Now, the form of such namaz is almost just like dua, tasbih, glorification of God, and zikr-e-ilahi, remembrance of God. And therefore I have said that worship, ibadat, in Jama'at Khana is not only dua, but is also a kind of namaz. The fact should also be kept in mind that Allah, the Most High, desires for Muslims ease and facility and not hardship and difficulty. As He says, Allah desires for you ease. He does not desire hardship for you. Surah 2, Ayat 185. But then arises the question that if God, the Most High, desires for us ease and facility and does not like any difficulty in religious matters, deeni ahkam, then what can hinder the actualization, zuhuri fi'il, of His will and power Mahiyati Qudrat. And what should his servants do to receive such a great mercy? The answer for this question can also be found in the Quran in this command of God. And whosoever fears Allah, He will make his course easy for him. Surah 65, Ayat 4. You should not forget this guidance was given during the time of prophethood, Zamana-e Nabu'at, and there are glad tidings in it, that those who, in complying with religious commands, observe the fear of God will be provided in the future with ease and facility in religion for the purpose of the difficulty and austerity and hardship which accompanies ibadat, religious services, and mu'amalat, transactions, is nothing but the fear of God, taqwa, and the fear of God is everything. In connection with the explanation and illustration of this purpose, it is said, Allah will vouchsafe after hardship ease. Surah 65, Ayat 7. That is to say that God will reveal tariqat from the depth of batin, of shariat, and haqiqat from the depth of tariqat, and He will introduce the wisdom of ta'wil, esoteric interpretation, after tanzil, revelation. For this is the greatest ease and facility, and proof of this great facility is those minor facilities which every pious Muslim can experience in his daily life, such as to feel ease after difficulty in fulfillment and regularity of every kind of devotion, ibadat, austerity, riyazat, by the help of God, and to remain gradually more attentive towards goodness and fear of God, and so on. I like most of Maulana Muhammad Jafar Shah Pulwari's views in his book Gulistani Hadith, where he says, we usually understand that namaz is a cut and dried bandi takhi thing, whose words are determined and movements are fixed. There is no doubt that the best way for the performance of namaz is that which the Prophet has taught, but it is not right to say that the other ways are wrong, for not only from Adam till Jesus Christ, peace be upon them, but until Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, all those prophets who used to perform namaz differed in their ways, but they say the same namaz. That is to say that the form of the namaz, they say, was different, but the spirit of all of them was the same. And in fact, the main aim and object of the namaz is the spirit and not the form. When this namaz is performed in a congregational form, then the order and discipline requires necessarily that there should be uniformity in the namaz of all. But if in an individual namaz, ecstasy and rapture overcome the usual way, formal way of the performance of namaz, it is not harmful. In fact, sometimes a minor difference is not harmful even in the congregational namaz.